150,000 travelers back home. Contractors hired by Google will once again be eavesdropping on and transcribing the voice commands people give to the company's artificial intelligence system, but Google promises users who don't opt in won't be monitored. Jeff Bellinger, Bloomberg Radio.
You're fierce. You take care of business and don't hold back. Taking care of your health shouldn't be any different. You know when something's off. Don't ignore symptoms like fatigue, joint pain, and rashes. Listen to your body. It could be lupus. We're here to help you take control. Learn how at BeFierceTakeControl.org. Brought to you by the Lupus Foundation of America and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
The Bloomberg Business of Sports podcast. How did the Yankees become this mega valuable team? Where the money is flowing inside sports around the globe.
From the marketing perspective, where are the dollars spent?
From union heads to team owners, Scott Soshnick and Michael Barr speak to the names that power this multi-billion-dollar industry. Boston Red Sox CEO Sam Kennedy.
National Hockey League Commissioner Gary Bettman.
Bloomberg Business of Sports. Listen today on Bloomberg.com, the Bloomberg Business app, or subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
1 in 2 people believe they should check their work email on holiday. 1 in 3 believe it's okay to eat a colleague's lunch. And 1 in 14 believe it's okay to steal loo roll from work. People believe all sorts of strange things. Some people believe that insurance companies try to avoid paying claims. But last year, Zurich paid 99% of insurance claims made by their UK customers. Zurich, an insurance company you can believe in. To find out more, visit zurich.co.uk/99.
Today, your information is more exposed than ever. When you shop, sign in, or browse, you could be vulnerable to cybercriminals. More online threats demand more protection. That's why new Norton 360 provides multiple layers of protection, combining device security, secure VPN, password manager, and cloud backup all in one solution. Get new Norton 360, starting at $24.99 for the first year.
Jamie Theakston and Amanda Holden.
Hard breakfast. Tom Hanks is our special guest.
You're either being punished or rewarded. I'll let you decide.
I did do a whole show of grease on my front lawn when I was a kid. We charged everyone 10p. We raised a fiver and I gave it to Bishop's Waltham Gymnastics Club towards a new crash mat.
Do they get the crash mat?
I mean, it took a couple more years, but yeah.
It does happen to normal people like you. You've won £20,000. Well done.
I love this game.
Hard breakfast
with Jamie Theakston and Amanda Holden. Weekdays from 6:30. Listen on your radio, global player, or smart speaker.
Play hard.
Get smart, get savvy, and get saving this month at Tesco Mobile with some of our best ever prices on the latest phones, like the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, now only $34.49 a month. A huge saving of £144. It's just one of the ways we're celebrating 100 years of great value. Go in store or search Tesco Mobile. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Ends 29th of September. S10 Plus savings based on £4 per month. 36-month credit agreement, 24-month usage agreement. Subject to status. Phase. Policy applies. See tescomobile.com/terms.
Mate, this van's suspension is rubbish.
Tell me about it.
Oh, even the radio's had it.
I know, but I'd get nothing if I scrapped it.
No, you can get at least £2,000 off a new Ford for it.
You're kidding?
He's not. With Ford's new for old scrappage scheme, you can get between £2,000 and £6,750 off a new Ford van, plus 0% APR representative on Ford Acquire, if you scrap an eligible vehicle with us responsibly. Ford Commercial Vehicles. Backbone of Britain. Search Ford Scrappage. Exclusions apply. Contract by 30th of September and registered by 31st of December 2019 at participating dealers. Age and ownership criteria apply to scrappage vehicles subject to status. Free post full credit. Deposit restrictions apply. Should we go halves?
I'll get this. Let me just get my card, which was in my pocket.
You can't control awkward first dates. But if you temporarily misplace your Visa debit card, you can freeze and unfreeze it on our mobile banking app. Feel in control every day. Lloyds Bank, by your side. You can only freeze some transaction types. T's and C's apply.
Fly with Cathay Pacific to over 70 destinations across Asia and Australia and move beyond the familiar. State-of-the-art cabins, world-class entertainment and award-winning service, making sure you arrive ready to make the most of whatever lies ahead. Whether it's the stunning coastlines of Sydney, the secluded waterfalls of Bali, or the baroque splendor of Manila. Book now at cathaypacific.com. Cathay Pacific. Move beyond.
And breaking news 24 hours a day at Bloomberg.com, the Bloomberg Business app, and TikTok on Twitter. This is a Bloomberg Business Flash.
And coming up, we are going to talk to the Chief Operating Officer of Mary Kay. Her name is Deborah Gibbons. And this week, where we're focused on the UN, a lot of it is about equality. A lot of it is about climate. So interested to have this conversation.
Yep, she's working with a bunch of UN agencies for Women's Entrepreneurship Accelerator. So we're going to get the details on that in just a moment. First up, though, let's get back to some of the news after the closing bell. Here is Charlie Pollitt.
Thank you very much. We have got stocks advancing today with the Dow, the S&P, and NASDAQ all trading mixed, actually. The Dow was higher, S&P, NASDAQ both lower. But big after the bell news, this according to a report from Dow Jones. Federal prosecutors in California now conducting a criminal probe into e-cigarette maker Juul Labs. S&P finished lower by half a point at 29.91. The Dow up 14, a gain there of about 0.1%. NASDAQ down 5, a drop of less than 0.1%. 10-year down 1/32 with the yield 1.72%. Gold up 0.4%, 15.22 the ounce. West Texas Intermediate crude up 0.7%, 58.51 a barrel. So stocks ending slightly lower. Trading was thin amid economic data that was largely in line with estimates. But Sandeep Bhagat, who is Chief Investment Officer at Whittier Trust, told us moments ago right here, talked about sentiment and trade.
There is so much uncertainty on the global trade war front, and it's on again, off again. And so that's beginning to take its toll. People are confused. They're less willing to make investments. If that should spill over beyond capital expenditures to hiring plans, then this could become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Again, turned out to be a mixed Monday with the S&P down half a point, little change there, 29.91. Both the Dow higher, NASDAQ lower. I'm Charlie Pollitt, and that's a Bloomberg Business Flash.
All right, Charlie, thank you so much. You're listening to Bloomberg Business Week. I'm Carol Massar along with Jason Kelly. Number one most read story in the Bloomberg has to do with federal prosecutors conducting a criminal investigation of Juul. This is in California that they're conducting this criminal probe, and this is according to people familiar with the matter. This is coming from Dow Jones. So, quickly things moving, I feel like, against the e-cigarette industry potentially and the big players. So here we go.
All right. Well, that's certainly a story we're going to continue to watch. And one of the things we're watching here in New York City, because it's inescapable, is the United Nations General Assembly. The UN so powerful in terms of affecting some of the biggest issues around the world, not the least of which is around gender equality and entrepreneurship. So let's check in with Deborah Gibbons. She is the Chief Operating Officer of Mary Kay. She joins us on the phone from Dallas. And Mary Kay is empowering, we should say, a women's entrepreneurship accelerator, and that is in conjunction with 6 different UN agencies. Deborah, great to have you with Carol and myself.
Thank you so much. We are excited to be a part of the UN General Assembly here in New York, and also we announced our accelerator today at the Concordia Summit also in New York. So it's a great time to be a part of a UN, to announce a UN program.
Deborah, tell us, though, about the program, exactly what it is and what its mission is.
Well, our mission is to provide the support network, education, funding, access to networks, advocate for changes in discriminatory laws, anything that can support women entrepreneurs everywhere around the world. So really, we want to engage any woman interested in entrepreneurship. There's no barriers to entry in this program. So it'll be for the micropreneur or a medium or small size business in any market in the world. And our goal, as I said, is to provide a broad, there's a lot of different facets of what hold women entrepreneurs back when it comes to economic parity. And so we're taking a multifaceted approach, and we're focused on several key areas. And that's why we wanted to partner with several different UN agencies to provide expertise and scale to us as we launch this accelerator.
So, Deborah, I want to ask you, and maybe this is a slightly offbeat question, but, you've been in the world of business for a while. You worked at PepsiCo. You've had some big jobs across the corporate landscape. Mary Kay obviously is very well known as a glass ceiling breaker, right back to the founding of the company. it feels like we're having a little bit of a moment right now in a very positive way around entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to women. A, do you agree? And B, why do you think that is?
Well, I do agree. I think we are having a moment, and I think it's because people around the world, governments, agencies like the UN are finally realizing the power of what women can do. When you accelerate women, they have this. When you support women, they have a multiplier effect. And I think people are starting to realize that when you support a woman, it goes beyond her. She lifts up her families and her communities, ultimately her countries. And so I think people understand that, we're 50% of the world's economy or the world's population. So getting us to parity boosts economic development. And that's what most countries want. So I think we are having a moment. And I think through the UN Sustainable Development Goals, gender parity is, one of the key goals of those. I think more companies through their CSR are lining up around UN SDG. And so because this is one of the key tenets of UN SDG, I think companies are getting aligned behind it.
Talk to us about, though, the power of a private-public partnership and how that can be much more effective versus maybe government or, a private entity going it alone.
Well, first, from a private entity perspective, we've had an interest in women's entrepreneurship since our founding, as you noted earlier. And while we're a big company, we're not a giant company, and we need some expertise on the ground. And so having a partnership with the UN, where they've been on the ground in all the countries in the world. Mary Kay, as big as we are, we're only in just under 40 countries. The UN's everywhere. And so aligning with multiple UN organizations, depending on the expertise they bring, is really powerful and it fills in skills that we, lack as a company. Right. While we want to have that from a CSR perspective, the UN amplifies it so much more.
All right, 30 seconds left. Deborah, give us your key insight into the beauty industry right now. What are you seeing sort of around the corner that you want folks to know?
Well, it continues to grow. Unlike some consumer product categories, it's a fun, engaging category that's growing in every market, everywhere. And one of the things that's been, I think, driving that is social media. Everybody wants to look fabulous on Instagram, and so that drives a lot of interest in the beauty category. So it's growing, but it's becoming highly competitive and highly fragmented because everybody wants in. So it makes it has to keep companies like us that have been around for a long time. It keeps us on our toes.